That when I think about the people that put the hours, the time, the sweat, the tears, it's priceless. It says a lot about this community. It's saying that we are here to stay. And they're showing their love. They're saying we love you.
Mm-hmm.
This is love.
Mm-hmm.
This is commitment. This is support.
What people sometimes don't realize is when we hold these pieces, I'm holding somebody's pain and grief. These pieces are an extension of who other people are. This is not just stuff. This is not just things. These are not just objects. This is not just property. This is an extension of another person's humanity.
When people reach out to do this, I mean, just look at this. This is a fan that someone made here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's something, it may seem so simple, but that's something that they made from their heart.
Mm-hmm.
And when people bring things out here, they're showing their love.
Mm-hmm.
They're showing their support. And they want to say, it's their way of saying, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So when people lay down an offering at a memorial in Black culture, those offerings then go to the family.
Mm-hmm.
And because George Floyd is a Black man and his family is a Black family,
Mm-hmm.
and this protest is for Black liberation and for Black lives, that means it is deeply embedded in our story as a Black community. Now, with that said, people from all over the world have laid offerings. People from different cultures and backgrounds and socioeconomic status, et cetera, have laid offerings. And so, in a sense, it is a global narrative and a global story, which is why the family decided to go with the George Floyd Global Memorial, because it very much so is global. These are acts of solidarity. And so therefore, how we tell the story as a Black community matters, because what happened when Philando Castile was actually murdered by a police officer, and all the offerings that were laid in his honor and his memorial was given to the family, and then the family decided to give it to the Minneapolis Institute of Art to be able to tell the story. But because, again, the field of conservation is very white, the Minneapolis Institute of Art is very white as an institution, the way in which they curated the story, the way in which they told the story was not the way the Black community wanted the story or needed the story to be told for their longevity, for their posterity, right? And so that mattered. And it's hard for someone who is not Black to understand how to tell the story of a protest for Black lives. Because how the posture in which they come to that narrative and come to that story is different. And so this is when I say we have to tell our own stories, and having a school to conservation pipeline for young Black youth, it's because we are underrepresented in a field that is critical and crucial for how history will be remembered. And if history is not being written by the Black community, then it won't be remembered in a way in which we tell our own stories. And the only way for us to be able to ensure that the story is told from our voices is to create more Black conservators.